Hello and welcome back to my channel. I hope that you have had a wonderful summer, that summer is still treating you well wherever you are. In Oslo, the sun is currently shining, but the next week it will be colder, there will be some rain, and that coordinates perfectly with the week that I have to stay home with my daughter before she starts kindergarten in a few weeks. So yeah, that's just perfect. I am back from my summer holiday. It's been really nice to take some time away from YouTube, just to think about how I want to do these podcasts, what I want to do on this channel for autumn. And I have some lovely ideas and I hope that you will enjoy them. I am back with a kind of season 2. I will make a new playlist for the episodes that will premiere this autumn. So it's easier for new viewers to jump in. You don't have to watch everything unless you want to, of course. But then you will have 5 or 6 episodes broken down into seasons, so it's easier just to navigate. I will try to link everything, all of the patterns and stuff in the description below, but do remember that I do have a small child and I have a limited amount of time to do these podcasts, so I prioritize actually getting the videos done, and my descriptions then might not be the very best. But do not hesitate to ask questions in the comment section. I always try my best to answer everything in a timely manner. Yeah, my summer, it's been a bit up and down. I won't go into details because that's just... I don't have a lot to share, but my summer has been mostly good, but there has been some sadness sprinkled in, I guess you could say. I'm completely fine, I'm healthy, my husband is healthy, my daughter is healthy, so there's nothing to worry about. But yeah, it's been it turned out to be a different summer than we anticipated, and that's just life. It throws you some curveballs and you just have to try and navigate the best through everything. So, new season, new setup. I have a new microphone, so if the sound is a bit off today, consider this a test episode. I'll see what I do in post. I do know that I have some and my S's are not the best. I could never have worked on radio because of that. That would be really annoying. But I'm doing my best with the equipment I have. I didn't want to spend a fortune on this microphone. It was on sale. It would probably do fine. It goes with both my big camera and my phone, so that's really great for content creation. I've been having a lot of fun making reels this summer, so head over to my Instagram if you want to see those. And I guess we'll just get into it and I'll show you what I made during summer. I have 3 finished objects, 3 sweaters actually. I only have 2 here today because one of them was a test knit and I have shipped that sweater off to being photographed. I'll talk about that a bit first. I'll ask the designer if it's okay that I insert a photo, and this should also be considered an ad. I did a test knit. An all-over colorwork sweater in a size large for men, so it was a big sweater, but I really enjoyed the process. It's knit in Gynt and tynn silk mohair, which is one of my favorite combinations to knit with. So when I was asked if I could do this test knit, I immediately said yes because of the yarn. It is a test knit for a designer who is releasing a book at my publishing house this autumn. For those who don't know, I work in publishing. I do digital marketing and social media for Aschehoug Forlag, which is one of the larger publishing houses in Norway, and I love my job. I get to read a lot and I get to be a part of all of these books being released every year. So we are releasing a knitting book this autumn, and the designer needed some more test knitters, and her editor always asks us who work there, who know how to knit, if we have time. And that's just really fun. And she was so cool about the entire knit, and I just really enjoyed being a part of it. So I hope I get to test some more of her patterns later. But yeah, if she is okay with it, I don't know like how much she has told about her followers about the book yet and everything, all the details about that. So if there isn't a picture here and if the designer name isn't listed and stuff, you will get to know probably in the next episode or sometime during autumn. But I will get back to it if not. But I'm really happy with the result. And I think I will get the sweater back to keep when they're done with the photos. And my husband is really eager to get the sweater back because it fits him really well. And it would be perfect for him now that he goes back to work after paternity leave. He works in a kindergarten, in like an outdoor kindergarten. So he needs wool sweaters during autumn and winter. So that's just perfect for him. My next finished object is my no frills sweater. It is a navy tweed. I knit it in long yarns, donegal tweed, I believe the yarn is called. I don't have the band with me because I don't keep them, because they just keep floating around in on my floor, and I don't want that. And also I've been on vacation, so I have no idea where I tossed them. But it's a lovely yarn, and it was really interesting to knit with because it is a merino, but it's a quite rustic merino. It's more rustic than the Knitting for Olive merino, and it's still, after washing and blocking, quite rustic, but wearing it is just like a dream. I don't feel this fabric on my skin at all, and it's this lovely deep blue with specks of like different shades of blue and some red, which I find just adds a lot of character to the yarn. And it was spun quite unevenly, so you would have some bits that were chunkier, some that were skinnier, and I was not worried, but I was looking forward to see how this would be after washing and blocking. And I put this in the bucket I use to wash my knits when they are finished, and I left it in there with wool wash for quite a few hours. Like, the water was so cold when I got back to it, and then I threw it in a spin cycle on my washing machine, and it bloomed and evened out so beautifully. I've worn this a few times already, even though it's way too warm, but in the mornings when I'm bicycling to work, it's perfect. So yeah, I can't wait to style this more during autumn, and I just see so many of the garments and pants and skirts in my wardrobe that this will go very well with my jewelry, everything. So this will probably be one of my wardrobe staples for this autumn, and I'm just in love with this color and the fit of it. Let's talk a bit about the pattern. This is the No Frills sweater by Petiteknit. It's a tried and true and loved pattern by so many people, myself included, but it was quite a while since I've knit the No Frills sweater. I've knit it twice before. I knit it in a size medium, I believe, which would give me the correct amount of positive ease. It fits beautifully. It feels really nice. I could probably have shortened the sleeves just like a few centimeters because they are a bit long. They reach like the bottom of my fingers, but for winter that's completely fine. I did crop it. I think I knit the length of one size down. I don't remember if I knit one or two sizes down. And I was unsure whether to do the decreases before the ribbing or not. But I figured, I'm doing the No Frills, let's just do it right. And I'm so happy I did, because this fits just so well. And I didn't do anything fancy for like the sleeves. I just cast off it's bound, what do you call it, a knit cast off? I don't know. It's just a regular, good old-fashioned regular cast off, and it's beautiful. There is just a single color everything is knit according to pattern, and I am completely in love. And I kind of think I fell back in love with this pattern after not knitting it for quite a while. And I totally see myself knitting a new one. I just find Petiteknit makes the best basic garments. The patterns are just immaculate. The fit of the garments are so well thought out, and this truly is a no frills sweater. There's just raglan and a lot of stockinette, and I loved every single stitch. It was so much fun working on. But you know, in a sea of stockinette, I really did enjoy having all of these specs and seeing how the fabric worked up. So having a slightly more interesting yarn when doing a stockinette project is highly recommended, because then it's slightly more interesting and slightly more motivating to work on. But yeah, this will probably be like one of my top 5 worn pieces this fall. Yeah, and I'm really sorry that I used the word fall and autumn like interchangeably. My English teacher in middle school, she was adamant about teaching us British English, because that's what she was taught when she was a girl. And she always told us that England was much closer to Norway geographically. And traditionally, Norway and England have like quite a strong bond, you know, World War II, blah, blah, blah. But the American just, it's kind of get tangled in my Norwegian British English, so I'm really sorry about that. The next sweater is one that I'm really proud of finishing. I've had this on my wish list for so long, and finally I got around doing it, and it is the My Sweater by Rimmen design. And both the My Sweater and the Navy No Frills, I will have to say, are heavily inspired by the very talented Orsa Makes. That is a YouTuber and Instagrammer I found this spring sometime, and she just makes so beautiful garments, so go give her a follow and watch her videos. But yeah, I'm so proud of it. I knit the My Sweater in Fivel by Rauma, which is a 100% Norwegian wool, and it's so lightweight and so soft. I haven't even washed it yet, and it's still really soft. And the closest thing I would think to compare it with is like a blow yarn, just because it's so lightweight. And if I ever come across a pattern that's written using blow yarn, I would easily substitute that with Fivel, which is also a lot cheaper than blow yarn. I don't really like blow yarns. It's just something about how light they are that gives me that kind of uncanny valley feeling that I don't like. I like there to be some texture and that my yarn has some weight to it. So yeah, it's just a really beautiful round yoke pattern. Do you call it a round yoke? I don't know. Circular yoke. Circular is the word. This is knit bottom up, so you don't get to do the fun bit before you've done all of the boring stuff, which is kind of nice. So I started with knitting the body. I knitted quite cropped as well. I did the size 2, I think, and then I went down a size for the length, which I always do to get my sweaters a bit more cropped. I'm quite short in the torso, so I need to knit them a bit shorter. So in order to maintain proportions, I just go off of the measurements that's stated in the size below my own. And this fits really well. It fits just about. That was what I was most nervous about, was if this would be too large or too small, because circular yokes needs to fit like in a very specific way. I find for them to be like nice and flattering. So I am still kind of worried about the fit of this, but I believe after I wash it, I block it, and then I steam the patterned section, I think it will be really nice. I'm hoping to get just some more drape into it. And then this will be beautiful to wear during autumn and winter. I think this is beautiful enough to wear at work. I can see myself wearing it with like a pair of like some dressy pants and maybe some loafers, maybe even like a shirt inside of it. Maybe this one because it has short sleeves. So unless this would be too bulky, I could like squeeze it inside just to dress it up a bit for those colder days. Or cafeteria at work is really cold during winter, so you do need some proper clothes. I messed up the number of stitches really bad on this one. And it happened a few rounds after I had put everything, like both the sleeves and the body, on the same needle. I realized I had, you know, I could choose if I had too many or too few stitches almost. So instead of like unraveling 4 rounds, I decided to fix it, which is kind of stupid, but you know. So I unraveled maybe like 5 stitches just in the joint to make the pattern line up properly, which gives me kind of a mess on the inside, but no one will know, and the fit, it didn't really affect the fit at all. The pattern is quite easy to understand, but I would warn you that the pattern, like the diagram, it's kind of confusing in the decreases. So look at like the next round for how many stitches there should be left between like these 2 pieces of blue, and then you'll get it, because I found that she lists the decreases slightly different that I am used to from the colorwork patterns I've knit before. Maybe it's like a Danish thing, I don't know, because I only own this pattern in Danish. So I don't know. Also, I was kind of mad that there wasn't, like, there was instructions for how to do the German short rows, but there was no instructions on like the numbers. So when you've decreased and everything, there's no instruction for which of the stitches is the middle one. It just says put markers around the middle stitch, which always confuses me, because how am I supposed to like work out the middle after decreasing if I don't have a marker that has followed me all the way up? So I just eyeballed it. I think it turned out fine. I'll wear it for a bit, and if it's totally horrendous, if it's like disastrous, I may undo it and do it again. Most likely I won't. But I think it was fine, and I did want some German short rows because circular yokes have a tendency to like ride up in front, and I didn't want that, so I think it's fine. You can't really see if they're askew or wonky or anything, so it's probably decent enough. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to wearing this. It was the first time I was working with Rauma Fivel, but it's been on my wish list for so long, and I'm really happy that I got to work with a new to me Norwegian yarn. This is a quite established yarn. I see a lot of people using it, and it's relatively cheap. Like not as cheap as for say drops, but I think it's cheaper than per Gynt, if I'm not mistaken. So yeah, and I just love the gray and that it marls. Yeah, I could probably talk about this sweater all day. Let's move on. I have one quite active whip. I think I have one more somewhere that I should probably have shown you. I'll fetch that later. Let's talk about this one first. This is the Ankers sweater, my size woman, in Sandnes double Sunday in the color Urban Chic. I am knitting this for my sister-in-law. She asked me for quite a while ago if I could make her a sweater. She doesn't knit, and my mother-in-law doesn't knit, so she is like, she doesn't have too many people to ask. And she very kindly asked, and she's highly knit-worthy. Her and her entire family always wears everything I make them, and everything I like chuck into their home all of the hats and mittens and socks and everything I give the children. So I thought, yeah, of course I will. And I've given Anker sweaters to all of her children, and she has just fallen in love with the pattern, I think, and wanted one herself. So I am knitting her one. I'm doing this on 4mm needles, the size medium. I might do large because they have the same stitch count until you reach like the raglan. It's just how many raglan outtakes increases you do. And I think this will be big enough. I'm kind of worried, but I've knitted Ankers so many times that I couldn't be bothered doing a gauge swatch. And this literally has taken me 2 evenings, 3. So it's not like a slow knit just because I know the pattern really well. So if it's completely wrong, I'll just unravel and do it again, because there's only one strand of merino wool, which makes it easier to unravel if I have to. But I think it will be fine because the Anker stretches quite a lot. After I've washed it and blocked it, it will relax and it will be wonderful. The Anker isn't best if it's big. I don't like the size of I don't enjoy the look of an oversized Ankers sweater, so I think this will be really nice. I have 1 repeat of the rib left before I will split for the raglan and do the raglan outtakes, increases, outtakes, I don't know. And then I'll probably find an opportunity for her to try it on before knitting the rest, just to see if it fits well over her shoulders and bust, and yeah, that is just a good fit. My second work in progress is also an Ankers. This is the Ankers summer blouse in line. It's also knit on 4mm needles. I'm making this for myself in the color something from Sandnes garn. I really enjoy this yarn. It's not like my very favorite to work with, but it's really nice and drapey and I love wearing it, so I find that it's worth it. It's not as stiff or hard as the pure silk from Knitting for Olive. This is a lot easier on my hands. And as you can see, I've finished the yoke and the body, and I am now on the first sleeve. So this will be finished just in time for the sun to go away and for it to become autumn for real. This was kind of a spontaneous cast on this spring, summer, and I'm kind of regretting the color. I wish I had done like a more neutral one, but I guess it will be fine. This will mainly be a piece that I wear while I'm on holiday, not like to the office or anything, so the color doesn't matter that much. The thing is that I got confused because I own like 2 versions of the patterns, which I had been reading interchangeably without noticing. So the top portion is done according to the new pattern, the new version of the pattern, which is also this, which I've also done with this. And the difference is how many rounds you do for each section of the ribbing, which is also supposed to match the ribbing at the bottom. You are also asked to size down for the bottom ribbing in the new version, and you're not in the old version. And when I figured that out, I was like, do I really want to unravel this? This will probably be something, as mentioned, that I wear on holiday. It will get a lot of sand, it will get wet, it will get sun cream on it, and at some point it will just be a hot mess and completely ruined, and I'll have to make a new one. So I'm thinking, you know what, I'm always tucking in my shirts anyways, no one is going to notice this ribbing, but I am going to size down the needles for the ribbing on the sleeves because they are more noticeable, and because the ribbing on the bottom flares out quite a bit, and I don't want that for the sleeves. So I'll size down for the sleeves. I won't bother with the one on the bottom, and I'm so sorry, but I don't have enough knitting time in my life at the moment to care. If this was like a passion project, if this, yeah, I would probably have done it, but this is more like I need stuff to wear when it's hot outside and I'm playing at the playground with my daughter. That's what this is. So I'm trying to be practical about it. I don't have the time. I don't want to spend time on unraveling stuff. I enjoy going forward. So that's my plan. So those are my current works in progress. I do have some more UFOs that I have plans for getting back to soon-ish. So I will just steam ahead on these two. Now for my acquisitions, I have bought some yarn. In addition to like the yarn for the my sweater and stuff like that. But on holiday, every year we try to go to Risør, where my husband's family has a lovely, lovely cabin. And the yarn store there always have the best sale section. They have like a wall with yarn that's on sale. So I always want to go there, maybe like even twice or 3 times when we stay. And I always find some good deals. And this year I secured myself 6 balls of tynn kid silk erle, which is a yarn that I have been really intrigued on trying. And a lot of it is because one of my nieces is named Erle, so I just find it really nice. I'm not sure she would enjoy wearing it because she finds all kinds of yarns kind of itchy. But I'm really excited to wear this. And at first I thought this was a grey, but if you look very closely, you will see that it is indeed a powder blue. Really, really subtle blue. And I was thinking, let's do that. Let's do powder blue. And also I went to House of Yarn's online store, and they have their outlet online, which is really exciting, and it enables me to buy yarn, and it really shouldn't, but I did. And I found another yarn that I haven't tried, which is the Camilla Peel Silky Wool in grey. I bought 12 balls because I was unsure. Since I've never knit with it before, I just wanted to be sure I had enough. And also because it is a yarn that's being, I don't know if the yarn is being discontinued or the color, but anyways, I didn't want to risk not being able to get more of it. So I bought 12 balls, and it is upcycled 40% alpaca, it's 20% silk and 40% wool. So it's a really, really nice silky wool, as it states on the label. And I think that these two will be really good together. I think it will make a really interesting fabric. At least I hope so. I'm looking forward to knitting the swatch. And my plan is to do the Nola sweater with this. I just really want a warm, snug, nice sweater to live in when the temperatures drop, which they will do in a few weeks, and I'm not ready for it yet. It's kind of nice as well to wear all of the knits. So yeah, that's my plan with this yarn. And also, while I was visiting the online outlet store of House of Yarn, I got 3 balls of woolly light in a lovely, lovely green. I think they have the names. Yeah, it's called teal. And it is a color that would fit nice with my True Summer palette. If you haven't watched my video on color analysis, please feel free to do so. I don't know what I'll use it for. Maybe it will be something for me. Maybe it will be stripes for in a sweater at some point. Maybe I'll make baby knits. Maybe it will be gift for friends who has babies. I don't know yet, but I kind of enjoy buying merino wool because it's really nice to have in stash. I got 3 balls, so I can't make a whole sweater, but it could be like a summer top, some kind of thing. I don't know. Drop your ideas if you have any. And lastly, today I got some needles. At this point, I could probably just have bought the set and it would have been cheaper. But you know, buying the needles I need for my interchangeable as I need them is easier on the wallet there and then. So yeah, I bought 9mm needles, which is insane. I don't think I've ever knit with 9mm needles, but I looked in my stash and I have a lot of scrap yarn, and I don't want to like constantly be doing hats and mittens with my scrap yarn. So I was thinking, let's do like a huge chunky sweater, just throw all of my whites and grays, maybe some blues in there, and just see how it turns out. If I like it, I'll wear it a lot. If I don't like it, I'll place it at a cabin or wear it at home, I don't know. But I have to knit some swatches to see how the fabric turns out. And I just really want to get a lot of scrap yarn out of my stash. So if I still have a lot after making one, if I have enough for one, I will start another one. Because I think I might have enough to make like one that's white, gray-ish, and maybe one that's blue. And those would just be really nice sweaters to throw on. I do notice that I get a lot of mess on me now that I have a toddler who is eating like cream cheese and is constantly sticky. Her hands are constantly sticky, and I don't want her to like put her sticky hands on my really nice mohair sweaters. It's nice to have a few sweaters that I can wear at home without being like really sad if I get tomato or liver pate or whatever on them. So yeah, I need some low risk sweaters in my life now that I am the mom of a toddler, which is insane. Where did this year go? And it's really nice because I started this podcast while I was pregnant with her in January 2023. Yes, so this podcast has kind of like followed her life, which is also nice, and this will probably be like a nice little time capsule for me as well, to watch how much I evolved as a knitter during her lifetime, really, which is also insane. But I feel like I have evolved so much as a knitter after discovering knitting YouTube, which was also the reason I really wanted to be on here myself, because I just felt so grateful for this community and I wanted to be a part of it, and I wanted to share my own knits. And yeah, I think that this autumn will be really nice. I have plans for making like an autumn knitting plans video as well. That will probably be my next upload, and I'm really looking forward to it because I found so much cool, and I just wish I had more time to knit because there are so many beautiful patterns out there. Yeah, thank you all for watching, thank you for listening, thank you for being here. Please like and subscribe, it really helps my channel reach new people and to reach the recommendation pages. I know that there are a few of you who has gotten me in your recommendation pages, and it's so lovely to have you here. I'm so grateful that you found my podcast. I hope that my English is good enough. I hope that you got some knitting done. I hope you had a lovely cup of coffee, cup of tea. We can almost start drinking hot cocoa again, which I'm really looking forward to that season. So thank you for being here. I'll see you next time. Bye.